Welcome to SPS Art and Photos. Art rules everything around this podcast, where it's personal, not business. Hi, good morning. This is Thomas from SPS Art and Photo. Podcast number 2, Art rules everything around me. It's personal, not business. So my first podcast was the hardest. It was talking about, my grandfather, my mom, myself, Chantel, Donna, my family, and our process of where we came from and how we're here now, where we're at, what we're doing. And this one now, got that out of the way. It was a little emotional for me. It was hard to do. I love my family. I do this for my family. I wake up every day to do this for my family, also for the creatives and people I work with. And I'll touch on that, and then we're going to jump right into this. I've got Photoshop open. I've got 3 files ready to go. I've got some samples, and then I got some samples of the future talks, what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about next. And then we're going to get into some of these podcasts with some of these artists. And I do talk to a lot of artists on the phone, keeping in mind. So let's just jump right into it. 1, why am I doing this? 2, who am I doing it with? So I'm doing this because I love art. I love people. I love helping people. I am a self-starter, super motivated person. I'm very passionate. Sometimes I talk super fast. I got to slow down. And I want this to be easily digestible for people. I have this conversation with artists literally on a daily basis. We have to schedule it in now. I had to create that on my website just so people can schedule it with us, because literally I have people all the time. So we do ask people to make an appointment to schedule. You can DM us. I'm not going to answer a lot of questions on the DMs. It's too hard to control the thread. So this is part of the process. I want to talk about the process of doing business with us and doing the holofoils. We are getting very, very busy. A lot of very well-known artists are starting to use us on a monthly basis. I've created some amazing friendships and relationships with people. They know who they are. I don't want to focus on that so much as the fact that I switched from commercial printing to art. And I can tell you, I am so much more fulfilled as a person, as a business person, and just as a regular guy who wants to help people. And I want to do it with art. So look, like I always tell the artists, when you come in here, not all our art translates well to holofoil. But a lot of art does, and there are ways we can do it. Photography is very difficult to get into holofoil. Lightning looks really cool, and we'll talk about that. I'm going to do some photography podcasts, very focused on photography. Completely different mindset. Art is completely different mindset from that. So I want to start. Here's holofoil. So this is what holofoil is. Holofoil is a board grade paper. You can hear it. It's a board grade paper. Then it's a chrome sheet that has a rainbow laminate on top of it. So normally the way in the industry, before I started coming to this, and a lot of the artists, when they come to me, they're shocked at kind of what we do. They're like, wow, I didn't know you can do that. Well, why is this different from screen printing? Okay, so screen printing is obviously, they're beholden to how many screens they have. Look, and I'm not going to say anything negative about anybody in this. I think everybody has a right to be creative. Screen printers are super valuable. There are a lot of screen prints that I've seen at Comic-Con over the years on wood and different things. Amazing. These guys are doing amazing work, just like letterpress and all this other stuff that people are doing to set themselves apart, to be creative. And the guys on the screen prints, who all these guys, I encourage my artists to still use them and use me. I'm just one cog in your wheel. And then that's going to be our future talk. It's going to probably be the next one. It's going to be an online art consultation. I'm going to go over everything in chapters so you guys can follow along, speed ahead, go back, watch again, whatever. Just like this. So this is normally what people are talking about. This is a gig poster. So this is Paul Ravenskin, great guy. Again, I'm on the camera here, so I'm just going to try to do the best I can. So with screen printing, you got to leave a lot of space open. And there's no varnish on this. This is printed at 540 by 720, which is basically, most people, it's like you would consider a lower DPI. It's not. It's the same quality on the Swiss Q print, which I'll get into as well. But it's important that we leave areas exposed to the holofoil. This runs very fast. I can run 5 of these in like 3 minutes, literally. So let's get into the next part of this. So that's where your gig poster is. And so going into the next part of this, and I'm going to skip ahead to Camila Derico. So Camila's behind me. Camila is the first person that did a holofoil print with me. Camila, I'm a fan of hers. I've always been a fan of hers. I was a fan before I started working there. I own originals from her. I adore her. I love her. She really, really has pushed us. This is the key about relationships and the processes. Camila has helped me refine my process. She's helped me understand how to deal with artists and in the processes of dealing with artists, which is not always easy. Artists, listeners shaking their head right now. Yeah, that's great. You guys are crazy, but that's okay. Another conversation. We'll have the psychological evaluation conversation later. Again, this makes our day more interesting. And I love all the people we work with, especially the ones that are constantly pushing my envelope, pushing me to be better. Camila, I love you. You push me to be better. You pushed all of us to be better. As frustrating as this business can be, it's also as rewarding. So here we go. So here's a piece from Camila. So I showed you what the holofoil looks like, right? So then how do we do it and what do we do? And this is what I teach every artist. I tell every artist this right off the bat. I tell everybody the same thing. We are not trying to showcase holofoil. We are trying to take art and just enhance, embellish, make it a little more cooler, elevate it a little bit. This is a gray sheet. So when we're running gray, what happens? It's gray. So if I just do color on a sheet, I'm going to skip ahead right here. If I just do color and varnish, you're going to get this. So this is Jack. Sure, Jack is an awesome guy. But if you look, this orange is the same orange as this. But me and Jack just decided to put just varnish on those four to call attention. And it has an outline layer. There's no white in this. And so I'll explain pricing later. Pricing is going to my website. You can price there. You can order there. I am putting everything up. So again, you can see the tooth. His tooth. Look at my teeth. So the gold in the tooth. Me and him talked about this. Then after this one, he came at me with some other stuff, which I'm not going to get into. Me and Jack are doing some amazing stuff. We're doing brush metal. So everything that we do on holofoil, when you take the time to do all the Photoshop work, transfers right into brush metal, white metal, wood, other things you can use. So we can work that file once and then use it for other stuff. And I'm definitely going to talk about that with Camila. Again, Camila, she does a lot of art and she's always at Comic-Cons. This weekend, she's at ECC and at Seattle, I think. And then in July, she'll be back in Comic-Con San Diego, which is where it all started. It's always been crazy here. I love that time. You can't even talk to me that month because we're like, we're nuts. So Camila is sending me work 4 months, 5 months. We're talking 6 months out from getting her stuff ready. So here's the trick. Again, we're not trying to focus, right? So here's the trick. So Camila likes white borders on her stuff. So we said, okay, we got to go white. And then the white can print 3 ways, 100%, 200%, or 300%. This is at 200%. And then what we do is we play with the white channels. In the flowers in her hair, there's no white. And in all these guys, there's gonna be white in the birds. And there's a reason why. If you leave it exposed 100% to the birds and in certain areas, the holofoil is extreme. So it's once I throw that varnish on there, you're getting that. So if you wanted that white, that orange to be more orange or more stable, we would put like 5 to 10% white in that. We never go higher than 10% if we're still trying to call attention. So let's jump right into the finished product, right? So this product, I'm going to open up. I'm going to talk about all three first. Well, two. I don't have one. I shipped all the other ones off for Eddie Lenzer. Sorry, Eddie. But I have a video of Eddie's on screen. So I'm going to play that. So again, these are unscripted. I am just going from my memory and I have a very loose script here of what I want to share with everyone. So here we go. So this is the finished product, right? So you're going to see that there's a slight sheen on her eyes. And then under the flowers, that's 100% paper and then holofoil. That's it. So it's the holofoil and varnish, no percentage. Under the birds and the moths, we have a percentage. And then on top of that, you can see on the birds only, not the moths, just the birds, there's a texture. That's called our drop gloss. The drop gloss has got to be used sparingly. We can't use it in large areas. We learned the hard way about that. It is what it is. We use semi-gloss, or we call it semi-gloss. It's still the same strength, but the texture gloss will be prevalent in the next video. And when I show the video, and I'll show you everything. So I'll show you, remember that from Camila's, the white channel and everything. So what we do is how we achieve. Again, we're trying to call balance. We're trying to balance the art. If this had holofoil out here, what are you looking at? You're looking at the holofoil, right? That's not what we're looking at. So we're still admiring the artist's work and the artist's art, right? And we're still seeing it. It's just highlighting. And so Camila's really good at this. So Camila's super good at this. So Camila already knows what she wants, what she wants to highlight, and what she wants to do. So if you look at the eyes, we block more of the white out. We learned. So we learned. We did some, and we had left the holofoil, and it looked really weird. So again, trial and error. I bought a Swiss Q print. I'm the only one in San Diego that had the wherewithal, the thought process to do that. I saw the benefits of having a machine with the white and the varnish channels, and that did them very well. Nobody else in San Diego is focused on art like us. Nobody's doing the Shopify. Nobody's doing all this art. Nobody bought a true scanner. I'm the only person in San Diego that bought a true scanner. A true scanner. Hello, San Diego. We're like one of the Tijuana in San Diego is the art mecca. We're one of the best art places in the world, and nobody in San Diego bought a true fine art scanner. Okay, that makes sense. So I started to see these things. I said, well, wait a minute. I was already transitioning out of commercial printing. It was breaking my back. So it was already a soulless thing for me. We still work and do that work. But me, Thomas Ackerman, I'm focused on the art and building this, working with these artists and these clients to build this, another product for them and to help them, identify things in their art and sell art. Unless you have a trust fund and you're wealthy and whatever, and people, oh, you're just proliferating art. Well, no, I'm not. I'm printing beautiful things and over again and delivering at people's walls and houses. Art is life. Art is happiness to all of us. So at the end of the day, Swiss Q Print. I can't say enough good things about these machines. A lot of times the people who own Swiss Q Prints, I feel they're not doing the press justice. So I have a used Swiss Q Print. I bought a used one. I couldn't afford a new one. I'm gonna be honest with you. So the next one I'm gonna buy is gonna be used, but less used. That's on the horizon. I need more artists and more people like Camila Derrico, Eddie Lenzer, and Todd Slater, and all those guys to bring more work to me. I need more clients. I need more Shopify accounts so I can be a better business person for you guys. So here's the next one I want to show you. I want to get right into this one. I show this one a lot to everyone who likes the gold. So on this piece for Camila, and that we learned from that. So I'm telling you, Camila Derrico has pushed our company to always do better. So here is Nick from Young and Sick. I've done a lot of work with him. So this is the difference. So all these rainbows and all these different tones, those are not going to be possible as much on a silk screen where we're doing millions and billions of colors. And the more pastel, the more you can get things through. And then we just leave that matte. It has a really clean, nice matte finish, the ink, and it's really nice. So this is just, let me go back. So this is just color. So we can do this all day long. This is going to be about $12.50 a square foot. Then we come in and we add white. So look at the word sick right there. So you see where the white is? So then now we add the white, right? And so the white gives it a lot more, tonality. And we're increasing the color gamut with the white and then the highlights. So then from the white, then from there, on top of the gold parts in this is where we learn how gold looks and what it does. So there you go. So we get all the gold parts. It adds a completely new dimension to the art. Again, you can't get this with silk screening. So if you focus on the bird, that's what the matte gold looks like as soon as we show that. So this is what I show everybody. This is where the magic happens, right? So that's where the magic happens. So again, and I'm pretty much done. I'm going to go in, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at the actual files. And then I'm going to end with different types of holofoils, and then the two things that we're going to talk about next. Okay, so again, let's talk about the art. And it's really cool. So all we do, we identify the parts that we want to be shiny. We go into Photoshop on this particular one. So Young and Sick, Eddie, Todd Slater, a lot of people, they're digital. So Procreate, oh my gosh, give me a PSD layer, talk to us first. Sometimes we can go backwards, which we do. We just did a job for Nathan Gibbs. We went backwards with him. But going forward, now they know what to do. We send them their file with their layers so they can see what we did. And then it's an awesome process. So again, it is a process. You want to get in touch with us, email, call, go on the website, make an appointment. Let's see what we can do to help you. But this should help you get to that phone call, that email. This should help you feel more comfortable about what we're going to do together. So Procreate PSD layers, we're going to do layers. Those layers you don't have to worry about. We turn those into channels. Some are more complicated than others. I'm going to talk about textured 3D printing next in the next couple of shows, and I really want to highlight that. So all we do is we go in there, we figure out what we want to be shiny, and then we make that, and then we go into Photoshop and we hit Command I, and it inverses everything, and that's normally our white layer if we're doing that. So it's really simple. We teach everybody that. All right, let me share my screen. Entire screen. Share. So let's get into Photoshop. This is Camila's. So here's all the layers. So I just wanted you to see what the art looks like. So we took this, Camila told us, gave us direction, what she wants us to do. We separate every single bird and the moth. So the moths, there's all of them together. That's all birds, all moths. There's all the bird's eyes. There's each moth. So again, we take each one. There's that bird. There's that moth. There's this. So we take each one, right? And then we come over here and we turn our white layer. Let me turn these all off. So this area here, so you can see all the whites now. So let me go up on it so you can see the different whites. So where there's white right here, no varnish. This is white, so there's no white. And then when I click on here, there's your semi-gloss. So we just do everything in tones and shades of. So I just want you to see. So right here, that's 100% varnish. That's 25%. That's 15%. The birds are a higher percentage of semi-gloss because Camila wanted to show the difference between the moths and the birds. And then we did what's called the drop gloss. That's your textured. So there's your textured. Each one, we're actually using the art, and we're actually pulling from the RGB. And so you're going to have more drop gloss here, less here, nothing here. So you're going to have all these different dimensions and textures, right? So there it is right there. So there's your drop gloss. There's your semi-gloss with it, and then there's your white. Okay, let's jump into Young and Sick. So you can see that this is digital. So let's keep in mind that this is us. Let me turn these off, turn these on, turn these off. This is us taking art. Paul has to go into Photoshop. This took 4 hours for Paul to go through. Again, that's part of the cost. So it's $65 an hour. That's 4 hours. You can do the math. Camila builds all this in. So then we turn this into other pieces of art, and we just go from there. So there's always costs associated with everything. I mean, all the presses. A brand new Swiss Q print, I mean, you can spend $800,000 on a brand new Swiss Q print. A decent used one, $250,000, $180,000 to $250,000. So we spend a lot of time, effort, and energy investing in our equipment for the creatives and for you guys. Again, I said this in my last videos. I'm doing this for you, not for me. So let's all work together to help each other level up. So again, this is original art. So there's a lot of contrast between them, right? Between the parts. So Paul goes in there, and we have our emission, and everything's different. Wait till the pod. I'll do next time I do the podcast on textured. We're going to be really focused on that. We're going to focus on 2 pieces of art, and that's it, because it's a very long conversation. So here's Young and Sick. We'll get right into it. I don't have the PSD layer here because it wasn't necessary, because I already had it from Camila. And I have one from Eddie Lenzer, the Bowser piece, the last level. So you can see that's his gloss. There's his white. And there's the varnish. So that varnish, is fairly strong. There's all of them together. And this is your semi-gloss. This varnish, this was your drop gloss. So that was your outline. That was our outlines. And then here's our white. So there's our white. There's our gloss. So you can see the gloss right here where it was on the gold. So you can see that where I want to grab that gold. And you can see here on the gold on how that is on the gold. So that's going to be all the gloss parts. So again, when you're digital, this is easier for you. And then there's all your white. And then again, now we'll go into Bowser. So I'm going to play this video. This is Eddie Lenzer. We sent all these out. And we did 5 variables I'll talk about later. You can go to Eddie's. I'll tag Eddie's Instagram in the bottom. I'm going to start tagging people, Camila, Eddie, and then Young and Sick. So you can see here, I'm gonna stop here. So you can see he's got varnish here, he's got varnish here, he's got a lot of things going on, a lot of layers we're gonna see in his Photoshop file right now. So you can see that, so we got a lot of matte, we got a lot of gloss, and we have a drop gloss on that outside edge. So when we get into Bowser, we call it Bowser, it's called the last level. But so we're gonna go in here, that's his art. There's the background. I'm gonna turn these off. I'm gonna keep the white on. There's his white. So here's your white. And again, we're just using in tones of black. Everything needs to be black. You can set the varnish. It just has to be called white. It has to be called layer. When I'm this is what Caldera sees. This is what Amber sees. This is what our computer sees. So when it sends it to the SwissQ Print, the SwissQ Print knows that's your white channel, that's your semi-gloss, and that's your drop gloss. So again, here's the white. So then we're going to go, there's your semi, and I'm going to turn the white off. There's your semi-gloss. So all the different tones, right? You see it? See all the different tones? So there's a semi, and he's doing gradients in here. So we've got gradients in here. So we're getting all different. So now this is where Camila pushed us. Hey, 10% gloss, 5%, 20%. So we started doing all these different layers. And then here's where drop gloss shines on the outside. So if you're in Procreate, Photoshop, Illustrator, whatever you guys are working on, this is where we shine. This is the layer that's going to be the outline. And this looks beautiful on brush metal. You can go to Eddie's and our Instagram. I encourage you to go to our Instagram, look at everything. You can see more. Eddie did a Cthulhu piece. It was amazing. I do have a split one of that where I show just on one side, it's just color. On the other side, it's the white, color, semi-gloss, and drop gloss. That's our most expensive process. It's $22 a square foot. We do have pricing breakdowns. The more you do, the cheaper it is. So some of this can be print on demand. I have some artists, and I'll get into that in a second, and I'll finish with that. So there's his drop gloss. There's his semi-gloss. There's a semi-gloss. So you can see it's stronger and harder. I want to point at the screen. Oh my God. It's stronger and harder in these areas. And his signature, we always like to do his signature in the gloss. And then here's his white. And then here's the final piece. And I'll turn that off. So you can see, yeah, you can see the white, you can see the semi, and you can see the drop. So that's what we look at. This makes sense to us. So I hope you guys really got a lot out of this. If there's any more information that you need, I'm doing one a week right now. Every Saturday morning, I'm coming in and I'm doing these talks. I'm going to do my next one. I'm more comfortable now. Like I said, the first one was harder, but talking about this, I'm enthused about this. I'm passionate about this. I love to help people. I still get excited. Me and Eddie talk about this. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. Everybody in the shop, that's the difference. See, everybody in the shop is happier, right? We see art, my backdrop. It's Camila Derico. I love that. I was attracted to Camila's Helmet Girls. So the Helmet Girls series is amazing. So I went to her website and I saw, okay, well, some links were broken and everything. And I started talking to Camila about doing a new website. So if you go to my Shopify page on our website and look at our websites, Camila was the first artist we worked with. We made a lot of mistakes. God bless you, Camila, for working with us and sticking it out with us and us being patient and respecting each other. Look, I'm not going to tell artists how to do their job and how to paint or how to create. You might not want to sell your originals or anything. That's not my job. My job is to be here for you when you want to do a process that we do. So let me stop sharing. Let me talk about, so I don't have a lot of stuff and I'm not going to share some of the things I did right now. They're going to be on Instagram. Follow the Instagram. That's where we're going to be. I want to share this because this is going to talk about everyone's, oh, I want to do different stuff. And Camila Derico's asked me, see, when you're doing fine art, fine art is controlling the temperature and finding balance of everything, right? That's fine art. Then controlling the holofoil. It's a whole new world. I know when Camila sees this, she's going, oh my God, I want that. So this is Todd Slater. I've done a couple big jobs for him. So we can really see he really did a good job in controlling that white layer in here just to let some of the art peek through, right? So, and then we used a really cool, there's no white on the edges. And then we used a intermittent varnish, semi-gloss. And he did some semi-glosses on the face, some not. But basically Christmas ugly sweater. So there's 5 of these, 5 colorways. And I swear to gosh, I hope he released these because this is going up. So there's dots. So I love it. So here's dots. Super cool, right? And then the way the varnish plays. Again, screen printer, sorry, I love you. Can't do it. So I'm just gonna, again, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't like screen. I love screen printing. I love that. It's magical. But there are certain things you can't do. So when we want to go and do different stuff, so this one is squares. Again, this Todd worked perfect. Me and Todd worked on this. Our process is he does a lot of testing, a lot of samples, and we just know it. It's very difficult. So there's different varnishes and stuff on his face. Again, and on some of these, you can see in the black, it's hard to see because it's in reverse on my thing. You start to see some of the dots and colors in the black, depending on how strong these are. And then here's the fantasy crystal. So again, so ugly sweater, 5 different colorways. Yes, are they cool? Yeah, they're awesome. Do they work with everything, with everybody's art? No. So right now I've been testing it with 2 artists, Eddie Lenzer and Aram Kamali. Kamali, I love you, Aram. You guys are amazing. It's because of these artists that are continually doing new art and continually testing the waters and trying new things. Todd Slater challenged me to do all this. It was hard. It requires patience. Look, here's the process. If you're working with our company on holofoils, you're going to talk to me first. This video hopefully helped you. And then you're going to be, all right, I'm ready. And then you're going to reach out. We're going to need a file. It's never going to be right the first time. People are, it's going to be right the first. 2, if you're going to work with us and work with me, you better be returning my texts and my emails and our questions quick. Because once you go on in queue with us, and once we're doing your proof, I need your attention, because I've got a lot of people in play behind you and in front of you. I need that job on. I do my proofs in the morning, so then I run my jobs. So every morning I come in, I'll run 4 or 5 proofs. You guys have my cell phone number. You know how many artists have my cell phone number? And Eddie Lenzer, thank you for texting me at 5 in the morning. Look, man, California, East Coast, 2 different time zones. Okay, so if it's 8 o'clock your time, it's 5 o'clock my time sometimes, and then 2 hours sometimes. So yeah, I hate daylight savings too. Can we just all get on the same time frame? So that being said, it works best because I have my laptop in front of me and my phone. So I'm going to take a picture of your process. I'm not always going to have enough time to do everything. Then I'll do a white glove picture of your art and a white glove video of it and send it to you, like that one we just did for Eddie that I shared my screen. Some artists like Aram Kamali wants to shoot them themselves. They look at the proofs. They understand what they look like after the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th proofs. Aram, we just did one. It was 4 proofs, V4. We send them to him. He's got 3 APs that are one of a kind. And then he's got some other cool, funky stuff that we're working on, bigger stuff, cut metals. Again, he's able to utilize all the tools that we do that we're going to talk about in my next video. So that being said, we're good. So I just need you to be available for us, because I'm going to send you these videos. I'm going to send you these pictures. You're going to be, yeah, I like it. Or, oh, what about this? And then we're always going to give our input. Keep in mind, you're one artist doing your thing, right? Camila's just one artist. She's got her style. We're trying to always finesse and do cool stuff with that. She's got a whole 3D line coming out. Gorgeous. I can't wait for everyone to start seeing these things. They're better than what I did before. I bought the Swiss Q print for 3D. I don't have a lot of artists that can do it. It's expensive. It's $90 a square foot. It's 12, 13 layers of art that are very difficult. I'm going to touch on that right now. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a lot out of it. This was important for me. I've been wanting to get this out. I've had 5, 6 artists say, you should do a video. No kidding. So here's your video. A lot of you guys don't need to see this because you already work with me. So please like, share, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. I want to hear feedback. Please give me feedback. Questions. Give me questions. Let's do this. All right. This is what's happening next. This is what we're doing. So to match the holofoils, what we did is we bought a brand new Epson. Again, so Epson has different qualities, right? They're flatbed. I don't like the Epson flatbed printer. It was a big miss for me. I wouldn't even put it in my shop for free. Sorry, Epson. I love you. You're my flagship. I've got 5, 6 Epsons in here right now. I think more than that. But so you have your 13 color fine art printer. Then you got any 4 color to 10 colors on your solvent printers. So a giclée is off of a water-based, some people call it, one artist called it a giclée. Yeah, it says giclée. Some made-up French word. Anyways, giclées are off the fine art printers, aqueous, water-based. Our canvases are printed on there. We spray them with matte or gloss. We can do canvas, and a lot of people do canvas off of solvent printers. It mimics it really well. Different canvas, different ink. It's not a giclée. We can talk about that all day long. That could be another conversation. Ask the question. Let's research together. So we bought the Epson that has an orange channel, a red channel, all the light colors. So it's basically 10 colors with white. And here we go. This is what we did. So here's our first iterations. These are not laminated yet. These are just us getting Nathan just having a blast. So you can see the bird. So this doesn't have any white underneath the colors. Art rules everything around me. We're going to be putting these stickers in everywhere. If you want one, we're going to have them on the site for sale if you want them, but they're going to go in the job for free. If you come in, you can grab one for free. Good stuff. So if you look at the type, everything rules around me and the bird. So then we said, okay, well, let's try it like that. Again, they're not laminated, so forgive the curling. They'll be sitting in the moisture in the back. So another version, and then you can start playing. This has outline of white, and this has got white underneath all the letters. So art rules everything around me. And then we have 5 that we're testing that I don't have here. I'm going to do a full conversation. That shouldn't be as long as this one. And then you have your fantasy crystal. Then I have this in white. And then we have our white sequins in our holofoil sequins. So we have 5 different holofoils. And we're just testing the white layer underneath here. So we have white underneath the spiritprinting.net. And then in certain areas of the wings, you can see the white's under, and it shows all the gradient and everything with our logo. So that's it right there. Next conversation will be textured printing. So there's your texture. This has got 13 layers. Well, okay, let's break it down. So it's got 6 layers of texture, 2 layers of white, because the white, this white right here, it had to make sense. We put white underneath the things we called attention to. The blimp, the octopus itself, in certain areas. So 6 layers of texture, 2 layers of white, 1 layer of semi-gloss, and then 1 layer of drop gloss. And the drop gloss you'll see on the highlights. We get that. I'm going to be showing this process and everything. This is art by Sean Dietrich. They come ready to hang. 1/2 inch floater on the back. They hang about a 1/2 inch off the wall. They look amazing. Again, thank you, Sean. So we left the brush metal exposed in the back here and put white. I'm the only, to the best of my knowledge, this is stuff that we just bumped into by accident, basically. Again, we get a lot right. We don't get a lot wrong, but when we do, just be patient. Shipping holofoils. Good, another conversation. If it's 11 by 14, it's a small little brick package. We package them as tight as we can. We ruin maybe like 0.5%. 16 by 20, 12 by 18. 12 by 18, we ruin maybe 2 out of 100. 16 by 20, you send out 100 of those, you're going to ruin at least, you're going to get 5 that are bad. 18 by 24, yeah, you might get 5, anywhere from 3 to 10. It just depends on the season too. It's weird. During Christmas time, we notice a lot of the packages, more packages get ruined. People they're busy, they're rushing, they're throwing packages everywhere, they're running them over, gerbils are biting them. It's not sexy. So again, thank you for your time. I hope you learned something. Now you know what we're going to do in the future. So please like, share, subscribe. I forgot to really say that last night. I really need feedback. I really need you guys to help. If there's anything that you want to see or anything, shoot us an email. Wow, this is 30 minutes long, 33 minutes long. It was longer than the family history. I didn't think it was going to be that long, but I really had a lot to say. I really wanted you guys to get the full gist and how and when to use holofoil versus Procreate versus an original, how we attempt these things and the process of working with us. The last part, it can go on your Shopify. If you already have a Shopify, you can do a proof with us. Just do a proof. Then take that proof. When you're done with it, bring it to home, ship it to you. Then you guys take your pictures, do your videos, talk about it, go on your social media, your Instagram, get your hustle on. Then you put that up on your Shopify. You add us as an account or as a staff member on your Shopify. We're printing on demand. You don't have to set a Shopify up with us. We're here to set that up with you, and you don't have the wherewithal. If you're doing it with us, it's a little bit different. We kind of go into it and we do everything from the bottom up. But You don't have to buy 30 pieces of art. If you do, you're going to get 20% off. But if you're doing Shopify, you're only going to get 10% off. All right, here we go. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. I'm grateful. I love you guys. Have a great day. I hope you really enjoyed this. I did. This is good. I needed to get this out. Have a great day.